when you people please and you don't have that therapy and you don't have that spiritual grounding, you feel like you always have you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, or you're playing this tug of war with your mind and the people that are in your life. And so for me, therapy and God again taught me how to be real with myself and how to be real with others. And
Yeah.
I don't care how you take my realness.
And
I don't
honestly,
care.
it helped me to be a little bit, which I'm a very confident individual, right? Like sometimes my confidence has come off as arrogance to people, but it did help me to be a little bit more introspective to other people, like Mr. Lego say. Like, you know, I think that the insight that I took was a different approach of learning how I showed up to other people. That was also very important, right? Because many times, especially being black, you grow up in defense mode. You grow up having to be on guard, that helped because those tools are necessary. I encourage even the strongest person because I'm considered the strong friend, right? I do a lot of life alone in a lot of different sectors. I have people, but I do a lot of my life alone. So even in that aspect, in that regard, I would say it's very important for you to understand not only the harm you're causing yourself, but the harm you cause to other people. And once you stop having that conversation and you get out of that session, you have to get up and go implement if you're really truly serious about it. And one of those things have been me taking at this point in time more constructive criticism from my man. I can honestly tell you, since I have been in therapy, this has been the time where he has ridiculed and criticized me more than anything. And it has been very difficult because now I'm having to put my money where my mouth is.
Paris, let me
That's
ask you real quick. Do you feel like a lot of people lean on you? I noticed you said you were the strong friend. Do you ever make it clear to them how taxing that is as for an individual, just on yourself? Have you ever made that clear?
I think I have in other ways, but something that I have discovered in therapy is in many ways I inadvertently enable, right? So, I mean, it may not be hard to see. I'm mean as hell. Like I am very mean. Like people
what?
say, "Oh, she's aggressive." This, that. I'm a mean person. Like as much as I have a social media presence, I'm very much so bottom line, straight to the point. Very, that's what it is. It's not hard to see. But even with that, I have created an environment for people that are around me to know she may be mean, but she got my best intentions at heart. So they already know Paris got my back, regardless of what it is, whether it's financial, emotional, etc., etc. In a way, I have shown a lot of different enablement, and that is something that I'm working on, and that is something that I had
Yeah,
to do along with
I'm
time.
just I'm only asking because I can speak to that. I've had instances. I've had to get a lot better at that, where I just try to be the go-to for everything for everyone, right? Because people trust my judgment, like my close circle and my
They
extended
do. They
circle.
trust my
I
judgment a lot.
right, so I had to kind of chisel that, right? It has to become a little bit more lean, and you have to kind of prioritize. Otherwise, it's just going to take so much away from you that you can't do the necessary things that you need for yourself. But it's important to articulate it clearly, because if you don't, people are just like, "Oh, she being funny." Right. And that's not what you really want, especially to the people that are closest to you. You just have to let them know, like, you know what? I like the image of being a robot and the go to and the diehard and the one that you already know. But sometimes it can be taxing because I have my own life to manage, in addition to not just yours, but everybody else that also trust my judgment that are around me.
Well, it goes back to what I said. Therapy is specifically for setting boundaries so you can protect your own peace and your energy, because you could be smart, insightful, and all that other stuff, but everybody doesn't deserve your smartness and insightfulness. All right. So, one thing I love to teach the people that I coach is fuck them damn people. We literally
What?
that's literally a thought process, because when you're dealing with all these family members and all these people trying to like suck out all of your energy or whatever, or you got to be like, you know what? Should I? The answer is no. Fuck these damn people. I don't care if it's your mama no matter what, you got to set boundaries with your damn kids. Like, you got to say fuck everybody sometimes. So my whole thing is, once you just have that as a internal principle, because like I said, I believe in instilling principles in women, and not just love yourself and all this other stuff, right? So fuck them damn people is extremely important for you to be able to set boundaries, so you, one, won't be this people pleaser, and two, you will be able to set boundaries with all these people trying to take your energy, because at the end of the day, your energy is yours to share. Can't nobody just like be entitled to your energy, be entitled to your time. No, I don't give a shit who it is, your mama, your kids, everybody kiss your ass until you decide to allow them in your space.
But it's a way to do that though. So that is something that, and he's not wrong. I'm having to recognize that, right? Because I can own that in many ways. People know she's reliable, she's dependable, and sometimes it comes to a point where even with saying certain things, people are looking for an explanation. And in my head, it's like, I don't owe you no fucking explanation. But one of the boundaries being is not necessarily fuck them damn people, but making them aware that me saying no is not anti you, is pro me. And that comes off differently in conversation. You have to be able to communicate that effectively. Me telling you no right now has nothing to do with anti you. This is not me literally saying fuck you, but this is me saying this doesn't feel good for me. I have to start being pro me at some point, and it's uncomfortable, right? Because you wake up one day after 35 years and go, I got to make these changes. But you got to start somewhere.
All right, I know Marcus was trying to finish, and we're gonna close out after Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
So with me, first I want to say I appreciate y'all sharing y'all experience and being open and honest about what y'all gained and some of the tribulations you went through. I think one of the things Mr. Lego was talking about was reframing. So I think naturally, so like my father died when I was real young, and I had a lot of homies get killed growing up, and then just dealing with all of the trauma that life would bring you. I naturally, well, as a self-preservation method, I removed the way I view negativity. So I interpret negativity as an opportunity to get a lesson from something that I always can gain from, or the pain is a rubber band that can propel me forward. And like by reframing it like that, a lot of the stuff that broke a lot of the people around me down, it just pushed me forward and kind of made me like levitate above a lot of the bullshit, right? And I just think it's because my previous method of dealing with, like, I was violent when I was young. So as I got older, because I never been really want to go back and forth with people. It's like, yeah, okay, and then we go. And then I removed that at, like Casey Maurice and them told you, like, so I just removed that from my tool belt as what I would be to go. That's the last option now, right? And so now I kind of look at things like, is it worth killing him behind? No, okay, I'm gonna let it go. That's like where my thought process is. What he's saying right now, is it strong enough that I would want to kill him for this? If not, I'm gonna let this go. And I try to just stay within that energy, but it comes from reframing. And I robbed you. I ain't robbed you, bro. I'm looking at the chat, but it comes from reframing though, and just finding a way to like use those things as a survival skill. Because I'm a real believer you can grow through what you go through, and that, like, if you've been in a place lower than everybody else, that's a superpower for you. Because to get to a good space, you had to climb up out of the deficit, get, you know what I'm saying, get level, and then elevate from there. If you can do that, you can do anything. Because a lot of the things break people, like truly break people, and they never can get up from them. So if you consistently are able to get up, you should pat yourself on the back and just be really thankful that you still here, that you didn't give up on life, that you still continue to give it your best foot forward, even when things going wrong, and try and maintain some type of positivity, because I'm a believer that the energy that you exude, it also attracts to you. And the answers that you need to the solutions and the problems that you have, you can bring them to you just by being in the right state of mind. And my later stages of my life is teaching me that more and more. It's things that I may have been like, you know what, that's not going to work out for me. And they fall right in my lap. But I never became bitter. I always tried to be like, all right, well, this isn't the outcome I wanted. So I just got to accept that.